At the start of the pandemic, the film industry was completely grinded to a halt, and we did not know when we would be able to go back to work. Even when we did return to film, we did not know what it would be like to film during a pandemic. It is already challenging to make a TV show. Now, throw a pandemic into the mix and it complicates matters. In this video, I will be talking about the challenges and precautions the production took to film season 6 of The Expanse. I also want to make it clear that this is how The Expanse handled things and that every production does things a little differently. I've broken up this video into sections with time codes to keep things organized. Not everyone can work from home. I mean, you obviously can't have the actors work from home when they're scripted in a scene, but there are other people who can't work from home either, such as the camera department, lighting, sound team, construction, and many others. But there are some people who can work from home, and we were told that at the beginning of season 6 that anyone who can work from home should, to keep the number of people in the office down to a minimum. We adopted technologies such as Discord and Zoom, and I believe that these technologies will still be used in the film industry even after the pandemic. At the start of the production, we had to take a class on how to properly wash your hands, sanitize surfaces, and what masks to wear when, and a lot more. I won't bore you with all the details, but we had plenty of protocols in place. There were also hand sanitizer dispensers scattered throughout the studio, and every morning the crew had to fill in a COVID questionnaire that was either done verbally or on your phone. We had different zones that broke up the degree of PPE you must wear in the workplace. It also split the area into where some people can go and others cannot. In the office, we had to use medical grade surgical masks, but on set, they required N95 masks with a face shield and protective or regular glasses. Actors did not have to wear a mask off camera, but they did have to wear a face shield, and the idea around that was that a face shield would not ruin their makeup and a mask would, and that is why the actors wore face shields. We tried our best to change in-person meetings to Zoom or Discord, and when that was impossible, we would try to limit the amount of people in each physical meeting. Throughout the filming of season 6, we were limited to the amount of unmasked talent on set. Due to COVID restrictions, we went from 10 to 50 to 100 to unlimited to 100 and back to 50. That isn't confusing at all. When it came to sanitizing the workplace, the janitorial staff stepped up the cleaning of all frequently touched surfaces such as doorknobs. The janitorial staff often don't get any praise on TV shows, and I just want to say thank you for all the work they've done. We cannot function as a production without the janitorial staff, so shout out to the janitorial staff that has helped the production over the years. Testing. No one likes getting swabs up the nose, but some tests are worse than others. Luckily for our test, we had a shallow nasal testing in both nostrils, which is obviously a lot less intense than the brain poker that some other people have gotten. I think that the one that Health Canada does goes all the way to try to see what your brain feels like if it was tickled. The amount of times you got tested was dependent on the zone you were in. If you were in the office like me, you got tested once a week. If you were on set, it was twice a week, and actors got tested 3 times a week. A change of social dynamics. I should take these off. We did not have a wrap party. It was the last season of The Expanse, but there was no wrap party. I mean, no one was surprised that we didn't have a wrap party, but it was unfortunate that we didn't end the series on an epic wrap party. Another thing that was odd is that we didn't have our American coworkers in Toronto like we usually do. And it was unfortunate we weren't able to see and interact with Ty and Narain, for example, in person. One thing I noticed too is that the office was quiet. Too quiet. There were very few people in the art department, and that is odd considering I've shared a tiny office with 2 other coworkers, and it just felt weird not having all my coworkers in the art department. Also, sometimes it's nice to go out with coworkers for a brew, and that didn't happen during these pandemic times, so that was a little odd as well. Filming during a pandemic cost so much money. The production had to pay for the weekly testing, the PPE for the crew, and many other unexpected things. Construction built these plexi bubbles that were on each person's desk to give an extra layer of protection. Some vents that were built into the set were actually functional to help air circulation, and this obviously cost more.
We shot season 6 under COVID. They actually added practical air vents behind this. It's really cool to turn something in what is an illusion to make it practical.
There were also extra shoot days added to the schedule to make up for production delays that would be caused because of the pandemic. Double up days were axed, which was very nice for the crew, but again, this adds more days to the schedule. There was also a whole department made and staff hired to deal with all the COVID protocols and testing schedules, stuff like that. We even had an epidemiologist as a part of the team to advise us as well. In my opinion, the increase of production costs to film during a pandemic was one of the reasons why we got less episodes. Working in film is stressful. Working in film during a pandemic is even more stressful, but we pushed together as a team. How did your work experience change during the pandemic? Leave a comment down below. This video took me a really long time to make, and I hope you found it interesting. And thank you for watching.